hardcore moments that you had to deal with at the time. But when I got my first deal was $225,000, and that was from ABC. ABC gave me $225,000. It was a holding deal.
That's money.
I'm rich.
Yeah.
I'm about to buy. I'm buy my mama a house and a car. Got to get my brother a house.
Because it's one check.
Yeah, but I'm getting a lot of houses. This is how you think. I
You
don't
bought
know
your
no
watch.
better.
You bought your first watch.
Yeah,
You got a watch.
Gotta get me a watch. Brought a bunch of throwback jerseys. Need those. Gotta get me some throwback hats to match the jerseys. Hey man, I got a business manager now. He running that. Hey, real quick, shift this money so I can use this. Kevin, you don't have any money. Excuse me? What do you mean? I got money. I just had 225. Kevin, well, we never paid taxes on the money, so now you're actually in the hole because you ran through the money you gave out so much. Well, then why didn't they take it out the check? You said, well, you're incorporated. Well, you didn't explain to me what that meant. Well, Kevin, we assumed that you understood what that was when we did it. So what you saying? Well, you owe $125,000. Huh? And they're saying that you never paid on the other money that you made from previous pilots and television gigs. So I ended up being in a hole.
What year is this? This is 05?
This is, when did I do Grown Little Man? That was when I was at my brokest point, when I did Grown Little Man. Whenever I did Grown Little Man, that was when the money was so, that's when it was like, well, I bounced checks.
I'm curious to know what year this is.
What year? 09.
This is 09.
09, that's when everything hit the fan. I owed the government an absurd amount of money. I was like, what? I don't understand what happened to the money that I had. I looked up, I couldn't even tell you where it went. Where is it? I just remember seeing a bunch of jerseys
That's 9
and
years
sneakers.
ago.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And I remember saying, I said, man, if you give me a second chance, give me a second chance. You gotta think, this was the movies I had, I did Soul Plane at the time. I had some TV shows. I had like my Scary Movie 3s, 4s. I had all of this stuff, but I didn't pay tax. Nobody told me. I didn't understand.
You've already done all these things and
nobody told, I knew nothing. So I ended up owing like $500,000. It was like a weird number. And I was like, I said, give me a second shot. I said, it'll never happen again. I remember, I said, it'll never happen again. I learned my lesson. I just got to figure out how to recover. And that's when I went back to the heavy stand-up grind, had some popularity. I had a little bit of recognition with my face. People would go, oh, that's the guy. So I started doing comedy clubs. I started selling out comedy clubs. And the business manager I had at the time, I fired. I wanted to understand how to control my money, deal with my money, make sure I see my checks, sign all my checks. And I said, I want to take the absolute minimum amount for myself, and everything else, I'm just gonna put in an account. I'm gonna call it a tax account. And until I get that number back, plus a percentage on top of it, I'm gonna live off of that minimal amount.
You made that decision at that time.
I had no choice, yes. And then once I got out the hole, in like a year and a half, got out the hole from all the comedy clubs. And then I said,
I'm gonna have to pay off the $500,000.
Yeah, because I was doing comedy clubs. So I was making 15 grand, 8 grand, 10 grand, 9 grand. I was doing well.
You got to make $1 million
club.
to pay $500,000 because everything
the
is.
The next year, I dedicated the same thing so I could get out that hole even more.
Yep.
So I paid that back, and then the following year, I did the same thing so I could be double out the hole. So I'm in a hole, 500, but you really do need $1 million.
Yes.
You need that.
Yeah.
But because the government, it was so long, I was able to get a little bit of a break in the amount of money I owed. So I settled for a less amount. It was still a chunky amount, but I ended up paying probably like $700 total to get out. But it took me a year and a half, 2 years to do that. And then once I got out, I said, oh, never again.
How are you handling it at that time while you're performing? Like, because this is pressure. This is a pressure type situation.
Well, you've seen the worst. It's no pressure. You've seen the worst.
But when you're performing, you're not even thinking about it. You're performing. I have a game plan. I'm going to go hit it. I'm going to make that money back. And
I've seen the worst.
Got it.
What else can happen?
Just 9 years ago.
Yes, I faced the worst. I saw it. Oh, that's what it looked like. There it is. That's what don't have nothing look like right there. Uh-oh. I don't want to see that shit again.
So let me.
That's the difference.
So when was it when you made real money? When I'm talking real money, because there's a big difference between
I've been making real
225
money
and
for a
5
while
million.
now. I've been making real money for a while.
Well,
now.
you've been making real money for a while now.
For a while now. It's all over. I do so much, so I'm able to see it from so many different streams. But there's no monster like the monster of touring. No monster. You know, I own my tour. It's all me. Live Nation is my partner, but you know the deals are all to me. I keep my partner in the loop because I'm loyal to them.
So this is, got it.
I keep them in the loop because I'm loyal to them because they were there with me in the beginning.
Got it.
So I'm never going to cut them out.
Let me